Hi everyone, welcome to Intuitive Tuesday. I hope all of you are still doing well and keeping safe. So today we are going to do a tarot card reading, but it might be a little different than what you're used to, but I'll explain how it works in a little bit. The tarot cards that I'll be using is from Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, and they are called the Archangel Power Tarot Cards. I absolutely love these cards because they have such beautiful imagery on them. And they also have a little message on the bottom, as you will soon see, so it's nice to use them for a card of the day as well. So how this reading will work today is you will pick one card out of the four presented, any card that you are drawn to, and I will then give you a general mini reading on that card. My reading will be based on the imagery and symbols that my attention is drawn to, and then I usually just let my intuition guide me and bring forth any information that needs to come through. It is always interesting doing it this way because 20 people can draw the same card, and each time my attention will be drawn to a different aspect or image on the card, and on every time it might hold a different meaning as well. But like I mentioned before, this is going to be a general reading, so it'll be interesting to see what messages will be coming through. So, what I would like you to do is to take a deep breath in and slowly let that air out. Calm your mind and take a moment to see which card you are drawn to. Okay, so if you have your card, let's begin. Card number 1. Looking at this image, the first thing I noticed was the pathway the angel is standing on. Immediately I got the sense that this pathway represents some plans you might have for the future. It can be work-related, family-related, or even plans regarding the future with your romantic partner. You know what your goal is, or what it is that you want to achieve. And this represented as a castle in the back. I get the sense that you have a very good idea what you must do and the path or road you must take to reach this goal. And my attention was then drawn to the two white doves flying away. To me, those two doves represent your colleagues, family members, or romantic partner that might not be 100% on the same page as you. Yes, they might share a common end goal with you, but they don't necessarily agree with you on how to get there or to how to achieve it. So the fact that these two doves are flying away from the angel and the path might symbolize that they are feeling trapped in the situation, and they might have ideas of their own on how to reach this goal. And as you can't force them to do things the way you want to do it, you need to compromise and have an honest and open conversation with them. Just like the card says there at the bottom. You have to be willing to keep an open mind and listen to their suggestions and ideas. And once again, if you look at the bottom of the card, at the message, objectivity is very important now. You have to be willing to look at yourself and how you contributed to the situation. Put your own ideas to the side for the moment and listen to what others have to say and how they feel. Also be mindful about how you come across during this conversation with regards to your facial expressions and body language. If you look at the card, you will see that the angel is standing with his arms crossed. If you emulate this posture, you might come across as standoffish and you're not able to open yourself to really take in what they are saying. So pay attention to how others might interpret your non-verbal communication, as it might intimidate them and prevent them from opening up to you. At this point, I'm also noticing the yellow flowers on the side of the pathway. To me, yellow always represents joy and happiness. So these flowers serves as a reminder that you shouldn't forget to stop and smell the roses, so to speak. Don't be so focused on reaching those goals that you don't take the time to really see the beauty in life, to enjoy all that life has to offer. If a situation you are in has to do with your family or your romantic partner, this might also be the source or part of the problem. The fact that you work so hard or are so fixated on reaching those goals, but you don't take the time to just be with your loved ones. Even though these goals that you're chasing might be for your family and the betterment of their lives and futures, don't forget to take time to spend with them and make them a priority every day. Blessings be upon you, number 1. Card number 2. Now, the interesting thing about this card is that there were 2 distinct messages that came through, and they are quite different from each other. So I suspect that some of you need to hear the first one and some of you the other. So I will do both the messages and I will do them separately, and the one that is meant for you will be the one you are intuitively drawn to. So let's start with the first message. Now, the message coming through here has to do with your spiritual journey and self-discovery. The young woman on the card, representing you, is in search of knowledge, and more specifically, knowledge of self. It might be that you are finding yourself on this spiritual journey and awakening and are looking for answers to make sense of yourself and your life and the universe around you. You might want to better understand your life purpose and where you're going. And you might have experienced a lot of trauma and hurt in your life and is now finding yourself in a position where you need to understand why. For some, this might mean research and reading a lot of spiritual and self-help books. Just see all those books in the card that the woman is surrounded with. And although helpful, this route might become very confusing at times. Look at all those scattered open books on the card as well. Researching and reading all these books might lead you down different rabbit holes, so to speak, and you might become quite entangled and even more confused than you were before. So the message coming through for you is a reminder that you already have all the information and answers that you're seeking inside of you. Just take a moment to notice the book the woman is clutching very firmly against the waist in the card. So, if you are stuck and feel like you are not getting anywhere, stop looking for answers outside of you and go inwards. The image on the card that stood out for me the most was a bright lights against the bookcases surrounding the woman. Even if I look at it too long, my eye starts to hurt and it's blinding me. And these bright lights represent spirit guides, your spirit guides. They are watching over and guiding you, and they are just waiting for you to connect with them. They have valuable information and insights, the ones you've been looking for, and they are just waiting to share that with you. But you need to connect with them. They can really help and lead you to discover all the information you already possess and are not even aware of yet. The best way to do this is through meditation and contemplation. So if you haven't been meditating in a while, now is a good time to start again. And if you are a seasoned meditator and feel that you are still not able to access this inner knowledge, it might be a good idea to research and explore some new meditation techniques. So now I'm moving on to the second message that came through. So this one is for those of you that might have had the desire to further your studies or to start a new course or degree or project. I get the sense that you might have wanted to pursue this for a while already, but there are different factors that are holding you back. Hence the books in the picture. Look at them. They represent all the challenges that has prevented you from taking this step. Do you see how the books on the floor are surrounding the woman, and that it's very hard for her to move or walk? This might be how you're feeling, that there is no way you can start studying because of financial reasons, family responsibilities, work, etc. But take a look at those books on the floor again. Right at the bottom of the image in the middle, there is a little opening between the books. So the woman, or then you, aren't as trapped as you might think. Take the time to re-examine your life and your responsibilities and see how you can make this work. Now is the perfect time to finally pursue your educational goals. Blessings be upon you, number 2. Card number 3. Looking at the image on this card, there are 2 things that immediately drew my attention. First, it was the obvious contrast between light and dark. And then secondly, the treasure chest in the bottom left corner. So yes, you might have guessed it. This message has to do with your finances. And it doesn't matter if you're financially struggling or if you are wealthy. The core message is the same. And we will get to that in a little bit. You will notice that the message on the bottom of the card is quite positive. But the line or sentence I'm drawn to most is the last one. Using resources wisely. This sentence, along with the predominantly darkness in the card, is intuitively telling me that this message for you today is one of caution. Now let's take a deeper look at this man on the card, who represents you, by the way. From his big smile, we can tell that he's very happy and proud of his fortune. He's dressed very nicely and he's surrounded by treasure chest and wealth. Now, if you are in a position where you are struggling financially, this might represent how you think you would feel if you had a lot of money, or it can represent your belief system with regards to wealth or rich people in general. But let's get back to the card. The man is obviously smiling and happy, but he seems to be in the dark, literally and figuratively, and it doesn't seem like he even realizes or notices it. So what does this darkness represent? Well, it relates to financial karma and lessons. Yes, it is not only people struggling with money that has karma to work through and lessons to learn. Having loads of money also comes with unique sets of challenges, ones these individuals also need to work through. Thus, the message coming through to you is that you need to shine a light on the darkness of then your financial karma. And if you take a look at the card, you will see the light from outside flooding in through the opening in the wall. So there are a few questions that I'm going to ask you and what I want you to contemplate on. So firstly, what are your belief systems surrounding money? What is your relationship with money? Can you identify certain patterns in your life regarding your finances? Are you struggling to make ends meet, or do you have more money than you can count? And what challenges comes from that? How has money, or the lack thereof, influenced your life? These are just a few questions, and believe me, there are a lot more that you can explore. But it is important for you to look at these questions and to explore your belief systems so that you can understand how they are manifesting in your life right now and what lessons you need to learn from that. The comforting thing is that you don't need to do this alone. Your guides, represented by the angel in pink there in the back of the card, are there to guide and help you, to eliminate the dark, so to speak, so that you can better change and adjust your life accordingly. I want to bring your attention back now to that last sentence at the bottom of the card. Using resources wisely. Whether you are struggling or wealthy, you are cautioned to think twice before spending money at this moment. With the lockdown we are experiencing and all the financial consequences that stems from that, you are cautioned not to make financial decisions based on uncertainty or fear. Wait before you make any big financial decisions that you might regret later. The times we are experiencing now is bringing a lot of our karma and shadows to the forefront in all aspects of our lives. And so we also have to look what financial challenges and lessons we are presented with during this time. Blessings be upon you, number 3. Card number 4. If you were drawn to this card, you most likely find yourself in a very difficult, dark and troublesome situation. This is represented by the dark clouds and lightning storm on the card. Things might seem impossible at the moment, and you might even feel a bit depressed. Well, the predominant image on this card is of course the woman on the white horse with the wings, or as we know him, Pegasus. What this image is trying to tell you is that there is a way out for you. You can get out of the situation you are in. But the thing is, you need to do the work. You need to climb on that horse's back. But what does it mean and how do you do that? Well, you're going to have to find your voice and stand up for yourself. You need to reclaim your personal power and realize that no one can do this for you. You need to do this yourself. And even though it seems like simple and easy advice, we know how challenging and hard that can be. If we had the confidence or ability to just do that, we won't find ourselves in these positions in the first place. So before you build up the courage to take that step, you need to understand how you got into this position in the first place. You didn't just wake up one morning and found yourself in this situation. There were a series of decisions that you made that led you to this point. So it is important to reflect and discover why, so that you can learn this lesson and not make the same decisions again. Some of these decisions might be easy to understand, and others might be more difficult, as our past experience and belief systems that are locked away in our subconscious influences our perspectives and decisions without us even realizing it. Well, you're gonna have to do some work to figure this out. I want you to take a look at the lightning storm at the top right corner of the card. You will notice there are different colors present in the clouds. So we are going to do a little exercise. And what I want you to do is just close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out, and try to empty your mind as you just focus on the sound of my voice. In a bit, I'm going to slowly count down from 5. And I just want you to take another deep breath in and to let it out slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes and look at that thunderstorm. Which one of those colors are you immediately drawn to? You have your color? Well, if you haven't noticed yet, these colors are the ones we associate with the different chakras. So your own intuition has just led you to where you need to start looking for answers. If, for example, the color green draw your attention, then you need to start looking at the problems and challenges associated with the heart chakra. Yellow, go and have a look or meditate on your solar plexus, and so forth. If perhaps you are not so familiar with the different chakra points, you are urged to go and do some research. In the process, you might discover some valuable information relating to your life. Looking at the chakra you were led to is only the start of this process, or dare I say, investigation into yourself. It might seem challenging and overwhelming, but remember, you are strong enough to deal with this. And even though it might seem cheesy, there is light at the end of this tunnel. Just look at that beautiful sun shining through those dark clouds on the card. Blessings be upon you, number 4. Thank you for listening, everybody. Stay safe, and I hope I see you next Tuesday. Goodbye.